with my friend Johnny the barn cat and Harry the horse. And today we are going to talk about grooming a horse and why we do it. So there are a couple of reasons that we groom a horse, just like there's a couple of reasons that we groom ourselves. That part of it is just good hygiene. And part of it is that it makes us feel good when we have taken care of ourselves and go out of our ways not to be kind of slouchy or dirty. It's nice to be clean and shiny. So one of the things about hygiene, just like with people, animals have different tools for keeping clean and tidy, just like people do. So for example, if I was going to brush my teeth, I probably wouldn't take a hairbrush and try to brush my teeth. And I wouldn't take a toothbrush and try to brush my hair. They're different tools that work for different jobs. And the tools that we're going to work with today to help Mr. Harry feel physically clean and also feel proud of himself for being taken care of is this little contraption that almost looks like a flower. And the word for this is a curry comb or curry mitt. And curry is another word for grooming, for cleaning yourself. It is almost like a sea creature where it's got these little rubbery arms, almost like a short-legged jellyfish that are super soft, and we'll see why it's soft. We have a soft brush. We have what looks like a person hairbrush, but we would call this a mane and tail comb. The horse's mane is the hair, long hair that grows on their neck, and their tail is their tail. And then we have this contraption that fortunately people do not have to use because we have different things at the bottom of our legs instead of feet. Horses have hooves, and so this is a hoof pick. And horses, we'll see, have their hooves can get rocks stuck in them sometimes, so you just want to make sure, just like we wouldn't want to walk with a rock in our shoe, we don't want our horses to walk with a rock stuck in their foot. And so the first thing we're going to do is check in with, well, we can check in with two of our animal friends using our handy dandy mood meter. If you notice, the mood meter has been damaged. Some of you may know why that is, because Ollie the goat ate the corner of the mood meter earlier today. But we can still see most of it. We're not talking about good moods or bad moods, we're just talking about how we feel, and if we're happy if we feel good about where we are with that feeling, or if we want to change it in any way. And I'm looking at the emojis, the kind of sad face, this sort of angry, frowny face. I'm looking at sort of the in-between, meh is the word I would use, the neutral face, and then some happy and some really happy. So we're gonna walk over to Mr. Johnny the cat and see how he's feeling. He definitely doesn't look angry or sad. To me, he looks down in this green area. He looks pretty calm, pretty relaxed. You can see his little foot is making biscuits. His little eyes are soft. So he's looking like he's in pretty good shape to begin with. I'm in pretty good shape to begin with. I'm also feeling pretty happy and calm. And we're gonna look at Mr. Harry. And Harry's talking to us with his ears. He sees the camera coming around front. So his ears flicked forward for a second. His eyes are blinking softly, almost like if you were starting to fall asleep and your eyelids get heavy, and then you kind of blink. And even his mouth, we'll see if he'll let me, his lip is kind of loose. So that's like if you're starting to fall asleep, your mouth gets softer. If you're mad, your lips tend to be kind of hard and tight. So I fiddled with his mouth. We'll check again and see once he's done licking if he didn't like that, and then it made his mouth a little, so it's a little tighter now. So his mouth is a little bit annoyed, I think. I put him into the red. That was something I did to him. He started out over here. So I'm gonna apologize and say, sorry, I was demonstrating something and I should have asked your opinion first, Harry, I'm sorry. And if you notice too, his head came up, so he's a little bit more alert. So I fiddled with his mouth and I took him out of that sleepy, calm stage and made him a little bit more alert. So I think because it's a hot summer afternoon and all of his friends were outside feeling kind of sleepy and calm, and he looked sleepy and calm a second ago, we're going to groom him with our grooming tools and see if we can help him get back to that state where he looks a little bit more peaceful or sleepy and calm. Because that's something I can give to him in friendship. He certainly makes me feel nice and calm and relaxed when I'm around him. So it's only fair to do the same thing with him. We're gonna start out with that thing, the curry comb that looks like a flower / jellyfish. And just like if somebody goes to get a massage, we're gonna put it in a circle. And I'm pushing pretty hard. I'm gonna stop talking. You might even be able to hear the sound of it on his skin. And you can see his skin. I'm pushing hard enough that his skin is moving and wrinkling as I push it forward. And we're gonna check in with his face and see how he's feeling. His eyes have gotten kind of softer again. He's doing that slow blinking. His head has gone down a little bit. His ears are looking like they're listening to me. They're pointing back toward me, but his eyes, oh, look at those blinky, quiet, soft eyes. Looks like he might get curried into a nap. And the reason we groom a horse is to give them the affection and to connect with them in friendship, but also if Harry was going to be ridden by a rider on top of him with a saddle, or even if he was going to pull a cart and wear harness, that's the thing that's attached him to pull a cart with, we wouldn't want any big dirty clumps on him, because if we put the saddle on him and he had big dirty clumps on him, that dirt would rub between his saddle and him, just like if we were all muddy and dirty and then we put our clothes on over that mud and dirt, our clothes would rub on that mud and dirt and it wouldn't be very comfortable. So there's a reason to groom them, but today Harry is not being ridden, he's not pulling a cart. We're just grooming him to have a moment of friendship and to help him relax. He's doing something with his hind leg, which is something people do too. If I was talking to a friend, like, hey, how was your day? I might stand like this with one of my legs bent, no weight on it. And he's doing the same thing with his back leg. He's got his leg bent. And the thing that tells me about Harry is if he was worried and thought he might have to get up and run away, he'd have both feet underneath him and be ready to go. But he's giving me good feedback that he's feeling relaxed and he's enjoying this attention. So I'm just kind of going over his big areas on his body with this grooming tool. I'm going to lean down. He's got a piece of hay stuck in his hair on his leg. So I got that piece of hay off in case that was annoying to him. And I think we've about got his whole body with the curry comb. And the thing that this did too, not only did it feel good, but it loosened up. You may have noticed any loose hair that's on him, any dirt that's on him. And we're going to test to see if that worked by using this soft brush. Sometimes this is called the dandy brush, because he's going to look dandy. Dandy's another word for looking fancy, looking clean, looking shiny. So if it worked, you might see a little cloud of hair or dust coming off. I'm kind of brushing it toward me so you can see it in the camera. Oh, look at all that stuff. He looks so shiny and clean to begin with, but I think we can see that on camera, how it's coming off of him in big chunks. And I'm being mindful to brush in the direction his hair is growing, so it doesn't all grow the same direction. Just like if we brushed our hair up instead of down, that might not be super comfortable. So we're kind of getting all that stuff we got loose, we're brushing off. And if you notice, the places where he's been brushed now, he's super shiny. He still has his leg cocked, is a word for that, relaxed, showing he's not concerned about needing to leave in a hurry. Kind of enjoying the conversation we're having. And by conversation, I mean me brushing him and him feeling it. Conversations are not always out loud. So you've taken care of that, and then we're just gonna do a little bit on his big, beautiful mane, because his name is Harry after all, so we can't miss out on his beautiful hair. And I'm starting at the bottom and working my way up so I don't pull or hurt him. I wouldn't want to start up here and be stuck, just like if you had long hair or you have a sibling that has long hair that needs to be brushed, you want to kind of start from the bottom and be gentle. Looks like his ears are telling me he's kind of more aware of that, wanting to make sure that I'm being gentle. And you can see now his hair is looking much more smooth and shiny and all together. Like he could be proud to go back out to his friends in the pasture with his nicely combed hair. And we would do the same thing on his tail, which is a much bigger project because it's a big tail. And I'm pulling it to the side because his eyes are on the side of his head so he can still see me. I don't want to stand right behind him where he can't see me. That would be rude. And I do the same thing with his tail. I brush the whole tail from the bottom to the top. Again, that'd be a big project. We'd be here a long time if I was doing it all. So I'm just giving it a little tiny comb out for today. And then last but not least, the thing I said I'm glad we don't have to use, the hoof pick. The hoof pick is going to, I'm going to pick up his foot so we can see if there are any rocks in it. But he's a big animal. He probably weighs 800, 900 pounds, somewhere in there. And so I'm not going to physically use my muscles to pick up his leg. But because he's polite and trained and he knows I'm trying to help him, he's going to offer his friendship. So I'm going to run my hand down his leg and ask him to shift his weight. He's going to have to put that back leg down that he's got relaxed. And then I'm going to support it. And there is actually a little bit of dirt in there. So I know the shape of a horse's foot. So I'm going to be careful not to push too hard in places that's actually foot. And I'm just pushing in places where it's dirt. And I'm going to, like I said, we want to get all those rocks out of his foot so it's comfortable to walk. He really needed that done. And here in a second, you're going to be able to see the shape of his foot. So that is the shape of a horse's natural foot. All of that actually is his foot. And it's hard, just like our fingernails. It doesn't hurt him just like your fingernails, the white part of your fingernail you can't feel. That's the same thing here. And I'm going to be polite and set his foot down gently. And he was polite about putting it down. And I think we'll look back at our tools. Curry comb, soft dandy brush, mane and tail comb, hoof pick, Harry the horse. How's he feeling? Oh, he looks like he's pretty proud. I think he enjoyed his time. I might give him a little pet as a thank you for spending time together, getting to work on hygiene to help us feel better outside and inside. And that is that when it comes to grooming a horse.